Okay. Guys, what I want to ask you is, so we all are aware of the word love. Okay, we are always probably interacting or exchanging this word with one another, and we are also, like we all the time say that probably, like I really love you, I am in love with someone. These are all common things, common lines, or common way of expressing our gratitude, warm, or forming any kind of intimate relationship with someone. Uh, so today I want to ask you, like, what does love mean to you? It can be something that you can, like probably speak in with some words, or you can even share any kind of a feelings, or you can also bring in anything that you connect to the word love. Priyanka says, for me, love is something unconditional, absolutely something that I too believe in. So I can relate to that, Priyanka. Okay. Aksha says it can be a sense of worth. Yes, yes, it can be. Very well said. Amar Jot says that it is a beautiful feeling. Yes, I think it's one of the most beautiful feeling. Like, you bond with someone, you feel intimate with someone, you can share things with someone, you feel that you belong to someone is always very, very beautiful. And it's really, really beautiful. Yeah, true. Afreen says, sacrificing time for the person, going to and to any extent to save the other person from harm. Yeah, I mean, like, of course, you if you have something very deep for someone, we always try to tend to, take out respective time for the person, or in any kind of relationship that we are in, and we try to put a lot more efforts, and also we try to save each other from any kind of an harm, like, yeah, just like a protective shield. Yes, true, true. Until and unless it's become toxic, we have to always keep that in mind. But yeah, to a great extent, yes. uh Hemlata says sense of security, trusting and taking care of someone. Yes, of course, I think that comes naturally to us, right? Like when we feel certain kind of connection, or we say that we love someone, I think, of course, the sense of security works as like in a very deep manner between two people. True that. Priyanka Verma says, you are always there for the person no matter what. Yes. I think, like the way you can express love to someone is when they are in their bad state, or, like they're broken, they're shattered into pieces. And, like at that point of time, if you can just stand behind or be with that person, I think that's one of the beautiful and very obvious gesture that you love or connect to someone so deeply. True, very true. Meena Sharma says that love is a feeling of care, respect, trust, security, and without any conditions. Yes, I guess I always believe that if you really love someone, you don't have this kind of a condition, okay, that um like a very typical condition, like, hey, you have to do certain things like the way I think, or, I love you, so now you are like in my cage. I think this kind of a conditioning always breaks a relationship. So yeah. Swati Priya says, when we care for the other person, we make sure they're comfortable even though we have our own differences. Very true. I do believe that the word love should also connect to two people based on the differences, where they know that they can't be on the same page, but they should understand, like, that should not stop them from loving each other. So I guess, yes, that is very important, Swati. It's a very nice point. Thank you for sharing that. Charles Rajan says, love is a feeling of intense affection towards a person. Yes, it happens instantly, it happens naturally. It's something where, like, even with one conversation, also one interaction, also you feel, hey, I think I have something more very affectionate, very connecting towards the person. True, very, very true. So anyone else who wants to unmute and speak, guys? I also want to hear some voice. Anybody? Like small line, award, anything that make you like, help you to connect or describe love. Okay, Grishma, I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly. Says love is unconditional, but people expect to be loved in the same way. Yeah, I mean, I would love, like, can you please unmute yourself and, like, tell me what exactly do you mean by the later part of it? But people expect to be loved in the same way. Can you, like, reflect on that? Grishma, you are here. Okay, I think she is not able to unmute, I guess. Okay, so yeah, I think, of course, I mean, love is, of course, very much unconditional. And I think, no, I can't hear you, Grishma. I can't hear you at all. Can you just try unmuting yourself once again, Grishma? Sorry. Okay. That's absolutely fine, Grishma. No issues. I'll only try reflecting on it. Okay. So yeah, I mean, of course, love is something that we connect the word unconditionality to it a lot of times, and it is something that is a major part of it. True, very true. But yeah, people always try to expect that there should be a way that I should be loved, and that probably at a lot of times create a lot of hindrances, a lot of gaps, lack of communication. Yes, Mariam, is understanding relationship workshop only today. Is the last day for the workshop. Yes. Grishma says yes, expectation skills. True, very true. Okay, anyone else? Though I'm getting a lot of comments and I'm thankful to all of you, but then I want at least one to two of you to speak also. So you guys can unmute yourself and speak something on love. Okay, so I'll just wait for another 1 minute. If any one of you want to type something, speak something. Yeah, Shraddha, Shraddha, you will get the recordings in YouTube for sure. Yeah, Shubhra, please go ahead, unmute yourself and speak. Thank you for that.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, hi.
First of all, thank you. And I would like to speak that love is the most rational act of this universe. And one need to understand love and its meaning very in a very correct way and healthy way.
Yes.
And that helps a lot in life,
Yeah, I
along
would.
with self-love. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to talk and pick up the word called rational because it's very important. I believe that a lot of times everything like we see everything is falling is because we just stop rationalizing ourselves. Expectations is always so high that
Exactly.
somewhere the rational of connecting to someone or understanding that why this person belonged to me uh, is always in a wire, and this is like a toxic cycle that comes into a place between two people. So yeah, it's very nice. It's a very well thought idea. Thank you so much, Shubhra, for sharing this with all of us. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoas, yeah, you can unmute and speak.
Okay, we are speaking about love here.
Yeah, the question is, you have to like what love means to you.
Love, love means it's a feeling or an infatuation that somebody feels towards something or someone. depending with the intention of the other person.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. I think you just tried to bringing in the different aspect of love along with what love means to you. Yes, so there are
Yes,
different forms of love that we are definitely gonna discuss further in the session today. So yeah, thank you so
yes.
much for sharing that beautiful thought with us. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else who wanna speak, guys? Anyone? Okay, so I guess I will be moving to the next slide and will also try getting into the the meaning of love. Okay. So there are like you all can see there are three words, okay, which is connected to the question that I've asked you previously, like what do love mean to you? And these three words are intimacy, passion, and commitment. Okay, so now what I want all of you to tell me or share with me is the your idea of describing love, like the way you're trying to talk about love, describe love. Uh, can you connect your idea with these three words: intimacy, passion, and commitment? So there are like three words, okay, that was shown to you right now, which is, of course, intimacy, passion, and commitment. So I want you all to connect to the idea of love that you have just shared with me with this, keeping this three words in mind. Okay, like what do you think love is all about? Is all about intimacy, is all about passion, or is all commitment, or it's all about the three of them? Anything that this word is bringing into your mind in terms of how you relate to love. Oh yeah, I think Shubhra. Yeah, Shubhra, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely audible. Go ahead, Shubhra. Go ahead.
Um, these are my personal thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel intimacy, passion, and commitment is more related to relationship. I mean, love relationship that strengthens the bond
Mm-hmm.
and strengthens the love between the two.
So I assume what you're trying to tell me is like for you, the three components or the three words are required to be in any kind of a relationship that we are forming.
It is not like a dire need or a want, but definitely if it is there, like
Hmm.
intimacy is there, passion is there in the
Hmm.
right scale or in the
Hmm.
right measurement scale,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
helps the relationship. If it is, sometimes we feel like people are overwhelmed with these kind of intimacy commitment issues, so they are not able to enjoy the relationship properly, so it has to be there in the proper proportion.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So Kiran says, thank you, Shubhra, for sharing that. I would love to go ahead with Zoas. I guess you have raised your hand. So yeah, you can go ahead and do let me know what do you mean by these three words. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
for a successful relationship,
Mm-hmm.
we'll need all these three words.
You sorry, can
And
you just repeat yourself once again?
for one to have a successful relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to have intimacy,
Yes.
passion, and commitment.
Yeah. So you think that these three words, like the three ideas, are required to be in a very successful relationship?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So anyone else who were Two, okay. Yeah, Nanika, of course, I'm going to be coming back to the theory that you've mentioned, Sternberg theory of triangular theory of love. Yes. All the three, Priyanka says, all the three are required to be in love. Yes. Okay. So, just a quick check-in, like how many of you just think that if you feel like as majority of you are telling me that three of you, like the three components or the three words, the intimacy, passion, and commitment are required. Like what do you think that these three uh components are gonna bring into a relation, any form of relationship that you are in? Like how will this help? Any comments on that? Anyone who wants to share something on that?
Hi Devjani, sorry for interrupting. Can you make the presentation full size?
Uh, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is it not full size?
No.
Just a second. Ma'am, can you just check now?
Can you tap on edit design?
Just a second. Just a second. Yes, ma'am. Uh, ma'am, this is what is showing to me.
Can you just sign up real quick and then start presenting?
Okay, 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 okay. Just a second. Guys, just a second. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, guys, just really sorry. I'll just come back to the comments over there. Hemlata says that the it improves self-esteem and sense of security. Yes, I think it's a very valid point. and it's really great that you have come up with such a good idea. So yeah, Krishma says stability during the time of adversity. Yes, is very much required. I think if you are, or if you already form a relationship where you find both, or like the three elements that I'm talking about, is passion, intimacy, and commitment. Of course it helps you to feel, or give you that stable place where you can feel like you belong to a safe space. True, true, very true. Hemlata again says improves trustworthiness. Yes, I also believe Hemlata, like like if you already have a good level of trust, it also in turn creates a lot of intimacy, passion, and commitment in a relationship. Like, do you agree to what I think, Hemlata? Like, are you here? Can you just unmute yourself once?
Yes, yes, I agree about that. They are interrelated. If you have
Yeah.
more trust, then the three qualities about which we are talking that are present, and
Yeah,
in all the three qualities are present, automatically trust will form.
yeah,
They are
yeah,
interrelated. Like this
yes,
side and that side, both are related.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, anyone else? Guys, I want all of you to tell something about this. Like, at least type, or you can, even speak. Guys, so like anyone of you? Charles says this, all the three are required. Charles, can you just tell me, like, why do you feel all the three are required? Like, your idea about it? Guys, anyone? Charles, yeah, 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 Charles.
Ma'am, I think all the three are required in our um uh, in this concept because all three are. In my perspective, it feels like sharing, caring, and as well as having a mutual understanding. It will be um, more related to this three concept.
Okay, so you believe that
Yeah.
like this is something that will help you to feel more connected, if they're like the three of them are required, like if the
Yes,
three
ma'am.
of them are present.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So I really like appreciate uh the thing that
Yeah.
you believe in this three components, how will it uh help you. Thank you, Charles, for sharing that. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Anyone? Hasna, right? If I'm not very wrong pronouncing your name.
It's Husna.
Husna, yeah, Husna. Go ahead.
I think that it's not compulsory that the person should have all three in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It can differ from person to person. Like even if we not talk about a proper relationship, maybe a crush
Mm-hmm.
phase that we have, where you have the
Mm-hmm.
passion, but you're not committed with the person. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
yeah.
depends from person to person and the kind of bond they want.
Yeah. So according to you, it is like It depends on the personality of a person.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's really, that's really great that you think in terms of how personality is gonna be helpful in connecting, or bringing this three very core words or core feeling on relationship. Yeah, true, very true. Lovishka, right? If I'm not pronouncing I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It build trust and definitely makes the relationship stronger. Yes, yes, it does. It does. And also, Lovishka, and what sometimes I feel is like it's not only, it builds the trust and definitely makes a relationship strong. And also, I think intimacy, like if you feel very, like, you have a very intimate relationship, and also you have passions and you have a commitment in the relationship, I think it also helps in the process of building trust or keeping and maintaining trust, I would say. It actually helps in maintaining trust in a very long time. Okay. So our friend types a very long message, and I would love to read that, Afrin. I think it depends on the type of relationship it is. Yes, very valid point, Afrin. It can be different for parent child relationship and different for partner relationship. Very true, very true. Afrin, Afrin, I just want to ask you one thing, like, can you, like, reflect on this, like, can you just unmute yourself and speak and reflect something on this? Afrin, can you just do that? Afrin, can you just do that? I'm out actually. Okay, so Afrin, that's okay that you are not here. But then I think what she's trying to tell here is like, yeah, like a different form of relationship, in the sense like the different kinds of relationship that we are in terms of the parental relationship that we are in, or in terms of like the relationship in terms of romantic relationships, or any friendships, in any kind of a diameter that we are trying to be in, I guess. It depends, but in every relationship there should be a certain amount of trust, intimacy, passion, and commitment, right? Okay, so anyone else who wants to talk about it? Anyone else wants to talk about it? Guys, anyone? 25 of you are here, guys. um I have not seen a lot of you speaking. Like, just unmute yourself. Afrin also mentions a very valid point, and what she says is like, friendship is also our relationship. Yes, I don't think so. Commitment is required too much, uh, but yeah, to a certain level. But when you feel it's toxic, you can leave. Just leave. Yeah, I mean, of course, I would try. What I would like to tell you is like, I think in any form of a relationship, our friend trust is the base through which we are, connecting to someone or forming a close intimacy with someone. I would say that it is required in all the relationship equally. To this part where you say that I don't think so, commitment is required too much, but I, of course, it's your perspective, I understand, but then what I believe and what I feel is trust should be there in any kind of relationship that we are in. So yeah, but then when you feel it's stuck, of course, like I always believe, like if two people cannot connect anymore, two people don't share their emotions anymore, two people look at each other and feel, oh my god, why the hell this person is even staying near to me and everything, I think one person should always leave, or they both should just mutually talk and leave. True, I accept that point. Anyone else who wants to talk about this? Like anyone who wants to speak something on this, especially on Afrin's point, like if you feel the relationship is becoming toxic, what should you stay in it or should you just leave it? Like, okay, so yeah, I mean, anything that you guys want to tell me, leave for the peace of mind. Yeah, I guess, of course, leave it for the peace of mind is something that is very much important. I think when you are with people who have been constantly, like not letting you or not helping you to be together, or, like not giving you the space where you can feel, like any longer connecting to each other, I believe that it is good that you leave. Yeah, true that. Okay, so Priyanka says that yes, Afrin, okay, yes, Priyanka, I agree, and Meena Sharma also agrees to it. And then Hemlata says that acceptance is a need in relationship, always living not an option. Okay, I understand that. Okay, this is like something, of course, I think yeah, in few places we should accept each other, true. Like I believe that, okay, you have to also understand like what is the thing that is making us leave each other, or what is the thing that we should, take into consideration and, help each other to go ahead. Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Hi, this is Atri again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So what I was thinking is that leaving someone
Hmm.
does not only depend on us. I think it
Yeah,
also has a role to play for the partner,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah,
partner has to willing to let go and give us a
yeah,
proper closure, in my
yeah, yeah.
opinion, so that we can live in peace, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think a communication should take place where, there should be
Exactly.
a proper, like
Whether
I don't believe that, someone just sit there and don't even look at you and think, oh, okay, fine, I'll just avoid someone. I don't
yeah,
think this kind of an
yeah. Moreover,
uh
like talk it out and
yeah,
give,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
for the
I'm
peace of mind
yeah,
for me.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely agree to what you're trying to tell me here. So yeah, yeah. So anyone else? I think Priyanka. Okay, Kiran says leave that relationship as it will drain you physically, mentally. Oh yeah, true, very true, very true. Priyanka says, as we discussed yesterday about the needs, if the person is struggling with the basic needs, they might not be able to leave. Okay, yeah, I agree to that also. Even though if it's based on our basic needs that this relationship is forming or like giving, or we have formed the relationship at times based on fulfilling our needs, I guess yes, that is really really nice. That is something, sorry, that is really really valid, and that is something that will definitely not let us leave, even we know that there is a certain amount of toxicity in it, so into that has grown into the relationship. So yeah, Grishma Mehta says people don't leave because of anxiety and fear and prefer to stay in toxic relationship. Yeah, I mean, people, of course, if they're operating from fear, they will also, I believe, not understand that it has become very toxic. This is also one of the thing that I believe in, that it's very difficult for anyone to understand. Okay, now this is a level in a relationship that is not no more healthy. So yeah, true. Kiran, I think, yeah, no silent treatment and all. Yes, yes, yes. I think just being quiet and giving up, like, hey, like, I don't look at you when I'm around other people, and all this kind of a thing, and just avoid and walk and whatever it is. I think, yeah, it's a very wrong way. Like, if you really don't like the person anymore, you can at least come and tell, hey, listen, your presence is affecting me mentally, emotionally, and I guess that less changes, like we can separate or go away, and or like change our expected space and everything. So yes, I believe that is absolutely true, and that is something that's very much validates my idea of relationship. Yeah, true that. Anyone else who wanna just like in last 1 minute, okay guys, you guys need to speak in for not 1 minute, I will say chalo for 2 minutes, so that I can move forward. Okay, so yeah, guys, anyone? Okay, last 1 minute. Okay, so anyone who wants to speak, anyone who wants to tell me something on this? Yeah, Kosha, go ahead, Kosha.
Okay, so ma'am, I would say that the triangular theory of love was given by Robert Sternberg.
No, Kosha,
Uh,
we are trying to
what?
talk here about. I'll come to the triangular theory of love, but what I'm
Okay,
trying to tell you is like, what do you mean by like, how do you connect to these three words: intimacy, passion, and commitment?
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, any relationship, according to the perspective, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
is integrating three of the things. So,
Mm-hmm.
intimacy would be more about sharing the warmth or the physical
Mm.
relationship,
Mm.
that emotional, no, sorry, the emotional connection. So intimacy has to do more with the emotional warmth. Passion has to do more with the physical relationship, and commitment talks about how long that relationship will last.
Yes. That's true. That's true. Any kind of a relationship that you want to define in your life that represent these three components in terms of friendship or romantic relationship or any kind of a kinship relationship, anything.
Okay, so ma'am, I haven't honestly experienced this stage yet. I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
master student, but
Okay.
not necessary that it is going to be with. Yeah, so no, I haven't experienced it, but I know about this as I read it somewhere. So
Okay. That is absolutely fine, Kosha. I really appreciate that. No, you have tried explaining this through whatever readings you have done, and it's really great. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, guys. Okay, anyone else before we move to the next, section? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so I think that we have spoken a lot on our ideas and how do we connect to first our what meaning do we add to the word love, and then also we have spoken about this three very specific words like intimacy, passion, and commitment, and how it works in relationships, or how can we connect this to our idea of love, right? So now I would like to move to the very famous theory, that is the triangular theory of love. Okay. So because we all are discussing relationship here, and we know that it is very important for us to form relationship, because I think it's a very basic need of every human being who wants to survive and who wants to be in kind of an intimate space. Okay, so yeah, that is like very very important. So I would say that before I try to bring out different components of the triangular theory of love, I would also like to tell you like uh, the three words that I have spoken or I have shown you before: intimacy, commitment, and passion. It's coming from the very popular theory which is given by Sensberg, idea of love, and where he speaks that intimacy, passion, and decisions or commitment are the major component of how of a relationship or of how something we describe as love. Okay, so I would also like to ask all of you, like, what do you like? What is your idea about intimacy? Like, how do you connect to the word intimacy? What comes to your mind when I say intimacy? Yeah, go ahead, Pasna, go ahead.
I think that it's the romantic feeling that a person has towards other person.
Okay, so you connect intimacy to romantic feeling. Kosha, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, it has to do more with considering your partner safe in order to share your vulnerabilities. I mean, having
Hmm.
that emotional connection, warmth,
Hmm.
where you
Hmm.
have that support, care for each other.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, that would be intimacy according to me.
Okay, okay, that's really nice, Kosha. I really appreciate that you shared such a beautiful idea. Ria, yes, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel
Ah,
intimacy has two parts. One is physical and one is emotional.
yes.
So, like Kosha said about being the ability of being vulnerable in front of your partner, I think that largely constitutes the emotional part. Going by the lines on the physical part, I guess getting your sexual needs met by your partner is also a very important thing in a relationship, right?
Okay,
So
yeah,
that because if once it's not met, people
yeah,
yeah go to other people to
yeah,
meet
yeah,
those
yeah,
needs,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Very,
So
very,
then yeah, the infidelity part happens there at times
yeah,
as well,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Very, very true, very true. Okay, so I guess I have got a lot of responses in the chat box also. Priyanka says it's warmth and security. Nidhi says intimacy can be physical as well as emotional. Very true. And Himlata again says close to a person, emotionally and physical. I think emotions and physical connection is something that you all are trying to connect to in as when I talk about intimacy. And I would also love to make you all aware of what the theorist Steinberg tries to tell us about intimacy is it's about the closeness, connectedness, okay, that we try building or that we feel naturally in a relationship, and also like something that gives us a instant warm when we are with someone. So that is something that is how intimacy is described by him. Okay, and this intimacy can be in any kind of relationship. When I talk about closeness, connectedness, it can be in friendship, it can be in your close kinship relationship. I like like we are not always connected to all the cousins equally. We are just connected to some of them or one of them or just two of them. So it depends, right? So it is also something that is also very well connected to the idea of intimacy. Okay, now the next word that I spoke about was passion. Okay, now how do you describe passion in a relationship? What makes you think, hey, I am very passionate, or hey, she is very passionate in the relationship? Something like some words or anything that you feel that describes passion to you. Kosha, go ahead, Kosha.
Ma'am, it would be about, I think, how much attracted you feel towards your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And usually this happens in couple counseling cases where couples say that we have lost spark in the relationship. So, like, I would say that it has to do more with the spark factor,
Yeah,
which
you
is,
mean to say the more sexual and the physical attraction towards each other?
yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, this is exactly what Stensberg
passion
also
talks
says.
about.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, very correct, on point. Anyone else okay, Hemlata also says passion about a person likes and dislikes. Yeah, yeah, true, true. Yeah, we can describe passion like, how we connect to the likeness and the unlikeness or with a person. Yeah, I mean, okay, true, that is also very much a valid point. But basically passion is something that is also determined by how are you physically as well as sexually attracted towards your partner. Okay, like sometimes we tend to say, like there are a lot of times we say that, hey, there is a physical attraction between two people, or there is a sexual attraction between two people, and this is something that plays a very important role in forming the relationship. Okay, or sustaining the relationship. No, we will I will come to infatuation in some time when we describe, when you go ahead with the different kind of love that we can see through these three words that I have spoken before. Okay, so yeah, so what I was trying to tell you here is like these are those very important components that I'm trying to talk here, which defines the relationship through the model to the theory of love. Okay, so the third part of it talks about commitment. So what is commitment according to you in a relationship? Like what do you believe and what do you feel a commitment can bring in relationship? Or what is commitment in relationship according to you all? Okay. Kosha, go ahead.
Okay, so ma'am, it's more to do with how long lasting the relationship would be. So, like usually when we talk about breakups, so over there, it is basically the commitment factor which is somewhat hindered, I would say. So, it may be due to various reasons where a person is not wanting to be in a relationship or continue it. But commitment will
Uh,
help us to understand. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
yeah, can you just like come back to the first point that you tried telling me? Commitment, what? I just couldn't hear you
Yeah,
properly.
ma'am, how long lasting the relationship is, and whether the relationship is going to survive in future, as every relationship has times of thick and thin, ups and downs. So commitment
Yeah.
will help us to decide that.
So what you try to tell me is like it is based on the time period, like of how long the relationship is sustaining.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
And
okay.
that's
I
it.
take that into consideration. Thank you, Kosha, for sharing. Anyone else? Okay, Swati Priya says taking it to the next stage. Yeah, like it's a very, very you know, uh it's a very common way how we look into relationships in our daily to daily life, that we say, hey, if there is a commitment between two people, it's like the highest or the next stage that we are moving into. Yeah, I agree to that, Swati Priya. So thank you so much for sharing that, Swati. Anyone else who wants to unmute and speak? Anyone else who wants to just unmute and speak? There are so many. I think there are 26 of you. I think someone also joined. Guys, just unmute, just type. Okay, anything that you feel like saying when it comes to commitment. Okay, so I guess everybody has spoken their part. So I just want to just tell you that, okay, so according to the triangular theory of love, is basically based on the three words, that is the three ideas, that is passion, commitment, and intimacy. Okay, and what happens is now, what do you think, like can someone tell me how, what is your idea, like after hearing this word, how do you think and how do you feel this three major and core ideas are working, like, and how it is gonna help any one of you, like anyone, to sustain a relationship, like how does it contribute into a relationship? Guys, am I audible? If nobody responds, then
Yes, you're audible, Devjani.
yeah. So yeah. Okay. Kosha says life will be seen as fulfilling. Okay. You feel that this will make you feel fulfilled or your life fulfill. Okay, I understand. I take that into consideration. And Hemlata again says taking small actions of passions to create intimacy. Mm, okay, so in terms of how do you like connect to this, Hemlata, can you just unmute and speak once on this?
Yeah, it's just you have spoken of the three words
Hmm.
that I have linked. Literally, all three are connected to create a good relationship. In that sense, I have spoken that.
So,
I have
so you believe, so if
emphasized.
so you believe that if these three are connected or interrelated,
Yeah, yeah,
so it creates a good relationship.
yeah.
So by good,
In some or the other way, they are related. Like in some of the other aspects, they are connected to each other. All the three words
okay. So good in
together, they make a good relationship.
okay. So good. So in terms of good, you mean to say that like it might create balance, it might create form
Yeah,
of
yeah,
trust.
yeah. If you
Okay.
like, yeah, if you like, take a initiative action about knowing the passions or like person that you love, and
Okay. Yeah.
whatever you want to, you feel you should do for that person, and ultimately it will create intimacy and emotional bonding and physical needs also fulfilled. But like that, in that sense, I've connected all the
Okay.
three options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Himrata, for
Okay.
sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, Afrin says that feeling loved, satisfied, and content. Of course, I believe that if the three components, three ideas are present in a relationship, it is always going to make us feel very content. So, yeah. So that is something which is very important, and also because like we understand that this three concepts, these three ideas are very much connected to each other. Like if you take one out of this cycle, the other two like the name and the idea about a relationship immediately changes. So if I take commitment out of the idea of love, the nature of the relationship changes, and that we're going to discuss in another few minutes. So anyone else who wants to also tell me, like, how do you think that these three ideas are contributing to the to the relationship that you all are sharing with anyone, or you have already shared in the past, anything? So I think I would like to tell that, for me, what I felt like, if these three are interrelated, it first creates a very good balance. I believe every relationship, which requires a greater intimacy, commitment, or greater passion, and if these things are fulfilled, I think a relationship remains very balanced, or else we start falling out of relationships very soon, because just hold on to the balance is very, very important, right? So how many of you agree to what I said right now? Guys, okay. I see Kosha says yes, Henrietta says yes. Arush Gurnani, okay. Agree. Okay, thank you. Anyone else wants to say something or agrees to what I just mentioned? Anyone, guys? Thumbs up, or just a yes in the chat box will also do. Anyone? Anybody? Okay, so I guess Okay, so it's fine. I guess I will move forward, and I would also like to bring into your attention is like, what are the different forms of relationship that comes out of the core ideas that we are talking here? That is passion, commitment, and intimacy, right? So the first thing that like, so there are different types of relationship that we see, or the nature of relationship that we see. I would say there are different nature in the relationship that we come across. The first is like when you say that there is a sense of liking. I said, hey, I like that person. Liking necessarily doesn't mean that I'm committed to that person or I'm passionate or infatuated towards a person. Liking is what, like, what according to you is liking? Can someone at least tell something on this? Kosha, go ahead, Kosha.
So, ma'am, I would say it would be adoring personality of a person.
Yes, yes. Adoring, I would say adoring, yes. It is something that also helps, makes us feel warm towards someone. There is a strange and a very, sudden kind of a closeness, as well as bondedness is something that we, like try to, try to connect to when we talk about liking. But of course, there is no passion and intimacy here.
Yeah,
There is only liking. Like when I say
only, yeah.
liking, it means only intimacy is something that I am like trying to talk about, but I'm not gonna say it's a very passionate, or sorry, a committed commitment relationship. So it's very important that when you say that I like someone, we should always be knowing that, okay, it is not something that passion or commitment is talking, like we can, like, pinch in those ideas. It's just a certain bondedness as well as closeness that we feel with someone. Now, the second kind of relationship is that we can talk about is when we say that there is, I feel very, infatuated towards someone. Infatuation, that is something that, we come across, I think, in our daily lives. Yeah, like we come across in our colleges and schools, or in our community, even in our home space, our neighbors, anywhere. Like when you feel like, hey, I just feel like, I like that person. The first time only when I saw that person, I really liked that person. So this is something where we can say that there is a passion, like there is a physical attraction towards that person, but of course it lacks the components of commitment and intimacy, right? How many of you agree to this? Yes, 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 Meena, thank you for, like, typing it out. Thank you so much. Anyone else who wants to talk about their infatuation and how do they feel, or how do they connect infatuation to the ideas that I'm talking here right now? Anyone who wants to talk on that? Shubhra says yes. Thank you, Shubhra, for commenting. Thank you so much. Guys, anyone of you who wants to speak on this? Something? Shubhra says, yeah, I think I acknowledged Shubhra already. So, anyone else? Now, how do we define commitment? Like, what kind of a relationship will come under commitment? Like something that is very popularly told in this theory is empty love. Okay, now what is empty love? Is, I think, uh, we have always seen that probably two people are immensely and intensely in love with each other, but suddenly, like, this disappears into nothingness. So, like, probably what it lacks at this point of time is like, okay, the person, these two people are no more, uh, no, doesn't feel passionate or intimate towards each other, but the commitment remains. Like, okay, I am still with this person, but I am not passionate. I don't feel anything passionate or anything attractive, or I don't feel the sense of connectedness, that is intimacy towards this person. This is something that the that is connected to empty love. So, and any of you who experience such kind of an, like a relationship or a friendship or anything?
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did experience empty love at a point
Okay.
in my life.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with empty love, according to me, my subjective experience
Yeah,
is that
yeah, yeah.
when you're at least hurt and sad, you feel something. Empty love, like the word empty, you feel nothing, right? You feel numb in your heart. Like you don't want anything from that person, or you don't want to give anything to that person, but you're still there, like just for the sake of the relationship.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think it's even worse than being hurt, because if you're still being in the situation which is not serving you, and you're still trying to drag the whole thing to God knows where, maybe no one
Yeah,
saw the
yeah.
destination, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Just
it's, yeah,
just in the name of commitment, a lot of people just
right.
try to drag in. Yeah, yeah, true, true. I
Right.
can
And there are
relate to
also
that.
a lot of societal things, like you can't break up suddenly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like maybe your parents know the other your partner, or something of that sort, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Even
think
I,
that,
I,
yeah,
I believe the long distance relationship, right, like nowadays,
right,
like how we say that, a lot of people are just say I have a commitment thing that is bigger than even if I feel like the passion and intimacy is not
right,
something I'm feeling anymore. So yeah, yeah,
right,
true, true, very true, very true.
completely, right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyone else? I think that was a very beautiful thought. Yeah, Hemlata, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, like you said that commitment, we get adjusted to it and habituated. That commitment comes automatically, but for intimacy and passion, we need to work for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It doesn't come once intimacy or passion is lost.
yeah,
It is very
yeah, yeah.
difficult to get back on the track. But commitment remains because we have set a mind like it's a duty or like we should do for a person because we are bind to that person like in a marriage. We
Yeah,
are bind to the person like in any relationship. But intimacy and passion are not like that. We have to work for that. Commitment comes easily. It's
yeah.
not a hard task. But the other two are which is we have to work for that hard.
I think, Hemlata, I think I absolutely agree to this. Like, I also believe that two people who decided to commit to each other should also understand that they need to work on intimacy and passion, because these are the two things that needs a lot of nurturing in a relationship. It is not something that naturally you can hold on for like years. I think lot of ways where you think that okay, I can create the bond in terms of the things that we are liking together, we can do that more. In terms of like passion, we can also try different ways of making us feel more physically connected. Okay. Yeah, yeah, Shubhra, please go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And one more
Yeah,
thing I would like to add,
yeah, yeah.
when it is a commitment based relationship, people
Mm-hmm.
keep contemplating future together, which is absent in not non committed when they are in
Yeah,
non
yeah, yeah,
committed.
yeah, 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 yeah. See,
So
yeah, what I believe is commitment is also always taken for granted. People
yeah,
say, "Hey, I'm committed." It means now everything is happening based on that. I believe that two things, especially like not you should not ever take commitment to be granted, and you should not also work with fear. Like, okay, there is a sense of fear, so I need to commit to this person to feel the void in me, which I believe will never work out. Like such friendship just falls out, and or relationship just falls out. So yeah, yeah, Himlata, and like I agree to the idea also, Shubhra. Okay. Okay, okay. Thank you, Shubhra, for sharing that point. It's very important, I think, to speak on all these things. Okay. So, anyone else, guys? Anybody? Okay, so we'll just move on now to another form of love that is called romantic love. Now, how different is romantic love from the love that we have already talked about? Is we can see the lovers are bonded here, and there is an emotional bonding that is happening, which is actual, and also they're physically attracted towards each other. That is like so, passion and intimacy is something that is very much present in our romantic relationship. So, how many of you can feel it? How many of you can agree to it or relate to it? Like if you have been in any kind of a romantic relationship, please do share your ideas and thought on this. Anyone? Himlata, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I feel in a romantic relationship, commitment takes a little backseat.
What?
because intimacy and passion may be there, but commitment may not come that easily.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because just in a romantic relationship, mostly they are attracted to each other. They want to show up to someone
Hmm.
like that. In that case, my opinion that commitment is there is in the backseat, and these two are definitely are there intimacy and passion.
Yeah, yeah. I also believe that I actually agree to you that in romantic relationship, a lot of times what intimacy and passion become so heightened, especially in the initial days of your relationship. So at point of time, I think commitment might come under a question mark, or like I think two people should talk about it more when they are more intimate or becoming more intimate to each other, whether they want to take it to the next level or not. So yeah, I guess yeah, Hemlata, you're absolutely correct in
Yes,
bringing.
and in the one, but in a relationship, commitment gets settled down. It is permanent. Intimacy and passion, it favors depending upon the situation, depending on the type of relationship or the environment they are in, the people.
Yeah, I and I also believe that this is something like of course permanence in relationship is also very perspective oriented, but yeah, I do agree to this to a greater extent. Yeah, true. Afrin says if the relationship is only for passion and commitment of only for passion, commitment gets carried away. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you're just attracted to someone and this is something that is building your relationship, I think in the first place, commitment will not be there because two people who are very, like have this idea about what and like how passion is described in a relationship, they won't seek commitment. But then yeah, I mean that is something that I think two people should be more aware of. And but if there is a relation but if the relationship is committed, then gradually passion intimacy will develop. Yeah, it might work this way or it also might work the other way. It depends on how two people are connecting and finally deciding on how to move ahead with the relationship. Yes, Afrin, I agree to that. Also, I have my own point of view on that. So yeah, thank you so much for bringing the this point. Anyone else? Okay, so I believe if you ask me what is romantic relationship for me, I believe that it start with a very intimate and a passionate, feeling towards one another. Commitment still, needs to develop between two people. I really don't think that commitment is something that's just built on two people, which are based on passion and intimacy. So it takes time, and it might not be also the reality after someone is very intimate or passionate towards you. So it depends. It's based on situations, ideas, a lot of other factors that plays into a major role. Now we will also talk about something called companionate love. Okay, so this is something that we often see in marriages, like where of course the passion, the physical attraction might have gone, and but what remains here is affection and commitment towards each other, like towards not each other, towards the relationship in a broader sense. And also like probably the passion has gone away in the sense like we have seen like when there is a marriage which is lasting for like years, 30 years, 35 years. I've seen so many like people who have been in long to longest terms of relationship where probably the sexual intimacy between the two people have of course reduced or is not there, but then still there is a feeling of affection, there is a feeling of you know commitment that remains, where people still feel bonded towards each other, warmth towards each other equally. And so like anyone who wants to share something on this or have been in very very long term relationship or have seen people, especially like in family we can see our grandparents or our very elder uncle and aunties. So anyone who wants to talk about this companionate love? Hemlata again. Yeah, go ahead, Hemlata. Please go ahead.
Like you said, in elderly people, this companionship, intimacy, and passion it decreases, but commitment continues. The affection increases.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
all these factors depend on the relationship they used to have in their early days.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It depends. The affection and the commitment are the strong factors.
Yeah,
Once
yeah,
it
yeah,
gets settled, then they continue.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this depends on the intimacy, passion, and commitment they used to have in the early days of the marriage,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, true, true. I also believe I've seen a lot of people who have still continued on the commitment basis but have lost affection as well as passion. So it also works. Along with that, lot of couples I've seen, or friendship I've seen, like lot of friendship I've seen that they are very affectionate towards each other, even they are far away from each other of years after years. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So true, true. Anyone else who want to share
Yeah,
something
I
on?
all
wanted to
one.
pitch in, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Like, how is this actually different from empty love?
How is this?
Actually different from empty love.
So I believe in empty love, what happens is like I would say the affectionate component also reduces. Like a person might not feel affectionate towards the other person, or they might not even cherish the bond and the connectedness that they might feel in a companionate love.
Okay, right, right, right.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just falling out. Now they're just staying in the name of commitment, like how I mentioned, but they will not be like affectionate, or they will try understanding each other's problem. They will like, you exist, but it's none of my business. Something that's very rude, something that's very toxic, I would say. Anyone else who want to speak something on this?
Yeah, I
Shub-
want to say
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shubhra, sorry, I didn't see. Go ahead, Shubhra, go ahead,
Uh,
Shubhra.
can we just contemplate, like, if a relationship is, if the companionship is not there in a relationship, what is
Mm,
missing? So a kind of friendship is missing, what I feel. I mean, sharing that bond of love, or that, moving together towards a goal, and inner companionship, that gives a very different dimension to a relationship other than intimacy and romantic love. And when
mm,
commitment comes in with this
mm,
companionship,
mm, mm.
it comes out to be a very great relationship, I
Yeah,
feel.
I think it's a stronger portion of friendship. Like some people who feels okay, we are more than friends. Like
Yeah,
that kind of connectedness, that kind of warmth, that kind of in like I would say not the closeness that you feel,
yeah,
right?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, and that is unconditional.
yeah. I believe that is not any way conditional, and I think that is a very purest form of connection. True, very true.
Exactly.
Affection and
Yeah.
commitment creates a lot of purity between two people. Yeah. Afrin, okay, this is, I think I have already read on this. Okay. Okay, so anyone who wants to say anything on this before I move on to Thatcher's love? Kosha, go ahead.
Okay, so ma'am, excluding passion, I would say this tends to happen with pets also.
Excluding?
Passion, not
Okay.
including passion, but the theory of love.
Mm-hmm.
It can also like occur with the relationship which we share with our pets, no, or
Uh,
not including passion.
you are asking me like it's based on intimacy and commitment?
Commitment in the sense that ma'am, this happens with dogs, right? Like they are
Hmm.
very very obedient in terms of,
Yeah, I mean, like, so what do you want to ask me? Like, pet relationship with like you, like your pet relationship with you, or pet to pet
yeah,
relation,
no, human relationship with a pet.
human relationship with a pet without passion?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like human relationship with pet, I think it is a passion is something that is where you are very much
yeah,
physically attracted to someone. I
yeah.
I don't think that a pet is
No, no.
yeah, I
That's what
mean,
I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah, I mean this is something that they have a natural affection towards
yeah,
your presence. right? So
True.
it is more of they know that they're committed to this person in the house.
Yes.
So
So
it
it's
is more of a commitment, and this is more of an intimacy that they
intimacy, the relationship. Yeah.
try that they feel something that they can feel. Okay, so
Yeah.
you'll always see that in a home they're particularly very much connected to one person, or they just try to go there, or if someone comes closer to them they just try to jump into that space.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, so there is a sense of commitment and intimacy, sure. And I don't think, of course, as you mentioned, I don't think there is any kind of an passion into that
Yeah.
idea of relationship, right?
Yeah. No
Okay.
passion. There is no
Yeah, in terms
0%.
of the
Yeah.
of course, in terms of passion that the theory says, and I think this is right
Yeah.
where the theory says. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'll just move into the idea of fascist love. Okay, which is something where we can see that there is a less influence of intimacy. Okay, so but then we can see that there might be commitment in such kind of relationship, but there might not be this feeling of extreme closeness after a point of time. I might not feel very close to you, but I still sit and have food with you because that was my commitment that I made probably 10 days back to you. Sorry, 10 months back to you. But I don't feel the warmth that you are that a relationship is generating. I don't feel the the closeness, emotional closeness. So this is something that falls under fascist love. So anyone who wants to talk about this?
Ma'am, could you repeat the term, please?
It's FATUOUS, fascist love.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to write it for you? I can do that.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to speak something on this, some kind of an experiences where you still continue the commitment but you are no longer feeling the intimacy with that person? Or like this can also be something where I would say that commitment that comes through passion, where we say that there are a certain sense of passion or idea or connection of passion that is connected to this kind of relationship, but we don't commit. Like at times I think it's very famous in school, like we come to know when you're in college or in high school, that that's something that is termed as casual relationships, where people are definitely like will show a certain stage of commitment, but then they know that this is just for a very short period of time and this is gonna get over, right? Anyone else who wanna like speak on this, like where like this is something that is not gonna be like for a long time? Anyone? Okay, so I just want to just draw one example so that you can understand. Like, I believe that I have been in places where I still feel that, I have given a sense of commitment to a particular friend, but then I don't, like feel the influence of intimacy or the influence of passion into it much. So I think it's just something that people just eventually, when they rationalize it in more wide form, they eventually try to come out. Okay, Priyanka says, but isn't there intimacy in such casual relationships and no commitment? Yeah, yeah, I mean, say I just wanted to tell you that the level of intimacy here is not more what I wanted to tell you. People also tend to be intimate, intimacy in the sense, you know uh, they don't feel connected or close to each other emotionally. It is not an a requirement where you have to come and share everything to your partner emotionally, or everyday updates. That's not required, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. So Hemlata says intimacy may decreases, but trust and security is there. Ultimately, commitment continues, and we do act Actions of passions. Okay, so I think yeah, I agree to you, Hemlata, in this. Like I also believe that where we know that there is not a long term picture that we're trying to see with each other, and I think that is a place where things falls down, right? Okay, so and the very important and the last part of this is consummate love, which is the which comes at the end of all the forms of love that we are trying to talk here, based on intimacy, passion, and commitment. So in the theory is beautifully said, and I want to tell you, like tell all of you, it says that all strive for consummate love but fails. Now we have to understand what is this love talking about, what is the nature of this love. It says that it contains all the three components and balances out a relationship. So when we try to be in a committed relationship, we try to bring in passion and we try to bring in intimacy. Simultaneously, when we are in intimate relationship, we also try to bring commitment and passion into it. So we all have this idea that this is something that where we want to see a wholesome result coming out of the bond that we are trying to create between us, within us, or amongst us in any form. Okay, Kosha, just unmute yourself. Sorry, mute yourself. Okay, and this is something that we try to form with each other, and this is a place where, as I mentioned before, that balance plays a very important role. We can only uh, get the whole feeling of love when we know how to balance this three major idea that I was talking about to all of you today. So yeah, so anyone who wants to share if they have gotten a chance to experience such a smooth and balanced relationship. It can be in any form. Okay, it doesn't have to be only romantic relationship, it can be friendship, it can be a relationship with your parents, with your pets, anywhere where you feel like, okay, this is something that I feel like I have felt it. I totally okay. Afrin, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But anyone who wants to share any experience like this, like I can personally tell you, I haven't felt it yet. I still want to feel it. I hope I feel it. But then I want to ask, like, any one of you who wants to tell me that they have gotten a chance to feel it or have been at least close enough to feel all this ideas that will make your love very complete. Shubhra, go ahead, Shubhra.
Fortunately, I have experienced such relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but there, like with my mom and some of my friends. But what I want to say, like when you experience such good relationship with one
Mm,
person who is so
mm,
stable and
mm,
accepting and understanding,
mm,
and it is quite mutual. But
mm.
um, a part of me also crave for these kind of relationship with other people when I don't see such characteristics in them, or there is some kind of conflict that made me little bit upset, and it doesn't feel good other on the other side also. So
Yeah.
both sides are there. Yeah, fortunate and unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I use the word balance. I think
Yeah.
all the time in a relationship, we're going to face something very fortunate as well as equally very unfortunate, very nice, and equally very bad. So I think we have to balance. We have to know that, okay, we are choosing this person over every other idea that we had before. And we should balance this out and try to make changes that will be beneficial. So yeah, I agree. I agree to you, Shubhra. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you so much. Okay, so I just want to ask, like, after hearing the consummate love that I'm trying to talk here, how many of you feel like what can be the most deadliest quality, or like deadliest quality only, I would say, that might not let you experience such high intense love relationship, or the feeling of love? Like, what can be, like, what can destroy, what can't let, like, let you form such relationship? Like what can hinder you, what can stop you if the person is not equally responsive. Very nice, Afrin. I was about to tell that it's about if the person is not equally responsive, as well as if the person is not expressive. If you don't express your emotion in a close intimate relationship, it will not let you feel the intensity that that the love can bring into your life. True. Kosha, go ahead, Kosha.
Ma'am, I would say it's insecure, avoidant attachment which can hinder
Yeah, yeah. I think that is something
because
that, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think avoidant attachment is something where a person will not be able to feel anything emotionally, and of course, that's something that I already mentioned, that expressions, emotional expressions, emotional understanding. Shubhra, please go ahead, Shubhra.
Um, I have received, I'm dealing with certain cases where self esteem is a big issue, specifically in females.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
it's a big issue in relationship. If the self esteem is low in a person, that affects the quality of relationship to a greater extent. What I
yeah.
feel.
Yeah. True. Should I agree to that? Agree to that. I have to also check the inbox. Hemlata says ego and attitude. Yes. If your ego is not in a right place, it doesn't know how to rationalize things. It will definitely spoil and not let you experience such kind of an healthy, quite intense relationship. Our friend says a yes to that. Okay. I also agree to that. Kosha, go ahead, Kosha.
ma'am, I would say if a person is having some narcissistic traits, then that can also cause a problem to the person and also the partner.
Yeah. True.
It can get
Narcissistic.
abusive.
Yeah, I think abusive also, where the person will never try to understand,
Yeah.
that what the other person expecting out of the relationship, right? It's always about me. That
Ma'am,
will never.
personality disorders can also influence it, like histrionic or maybe borderline.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, of course, if the person is not in a good, proper mental state,
Yeah.
then they won't be able to contribute. Like, contribution will
Mm.
come only when someone is stable somewhere. That's why I say balance, stability, balance, something that is very important, Kosha. So yeah.
Yeah.
Uh Priyanka says the unmet needs. True, I agree. And Hemlata says lack of acceptance. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't accept their problems, their ego, their lot of places. I think you can at least say, hey, I can't, mm, given my 100%, I need some time. I think this kind of acceptance is something that is required, which helps to build up our relationship. So yeah, I would definitely agree to the fact that acceptance is required. Again, Afrin says maybe sometimes past history of sexual abuse. Yeah, see, I want to tell all of you, like, any kind of emotional torture or trauma that you all are going through, or we all, like, people have gone through, they need to, I think, acknowledge it. It's something that we're talking in yesterday's session, acknowledging it, making it more aware, so that they can at least feel the bliss of being in a proper healthy relationship. Okay, I think Shubhra, you want to speak something? No. Okay. Kosha says criticism, disrespect. Yeah, I mean, I think criticism can also should be done in a very positive and a very balanced manner. If you just sit and keep criticizing someone of things that they can't
Yeah.
provide to you, it will always lead to something more devastating.
Yeah.
True.
So,
Yeah,
ma'am,
Kosha, go
the
ahead. Yeah.
destructive criticism. I'm talking about destructive criticism, not constructive.
Yeah. Okay. Acha, yeah. Okay. You just wrote criticism over there, so that's why I just mentioned that. It's okay. It's quite understandable and accept the points. Okay. Anyone else who want to say something before we end our workshop today? Anything on this? Anybody? How are you feeling after hearing the different ideas, and how are you feeling connected to it? What are your takes on it? Like, even if you want to say something, you can go ahead, unmute yourself, or can even type it in the inbox. So Shubhra, go ahead.
First of all, you did today's session wonderfully. I'm feeling so good about it.
Thank you.
And when we talk about relationship, I'm practicing psychology since 2009, and it is
Wow.
one of the hot topic of psychology. People want to know more and more about this topic, and the
Hmm.
more we explore, the less it is. But in a nutshell, it was a very good session, and I really enjoy the whole workshop. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Shubhra. Thank you so much for that too. Anyone else? Anything that you want to say before we end for the day? Hemlata, today's session is very interactive. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hemlata. It means a lot to me. Okay. Okay, guys, just another minute. If you want to tell something, you can go ahead, or I will just. Okay, I guess. Kosha, go ahead, Kosha. Kosha, unmute. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Yeah. So, ma'am, one doubt what I have is,
Hmm.
if a partner
Hmm.
experiences any form of mental health issue,
Hmm.
like an example, a postpartum depression for a woman,
Hmm.
ma'am, naturally the relationship also gets affected to some extent. So,
See, yeah. Go ahead, Kosha.
so ma'am, in such cases, the best intervention in the couple relationship would be medicines and therapy, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we have to first understand like what level of depression that the person is in. Okay, whether the medicines is required or not is something that is, of course, depends on the condition. Therapy, yes, I believe the positive intervention should be there. Self motivation interview, we can go ahead. We can actually connect the person to things that they like, so that they can form their intimacy with themselves first,
Yes.
and they can definitely pitch the same thing into the relationship, because when you are not in a good state, when I am
Yeah.
depressed, I am not connected to myself, I can't love myself enough to love someone, right? So I think at that point of time, connected to things that you like I like cooking, so I go for making tea, making maggie, or I like doing mandalas, so I start doing scribbling on my papers, on my pages. So I think that is
Yes.
something that I keep doing, so that is some so that I can create the love within me, and then of course
Yeah.
which helps me to balance out. Lot of awareness is required, but it's a very good question asked, Koshan. Thank you so much for that. Okay, our friend
Welcome.
says, I always enjoy emoji workshop. Thank you for that. This was the first one with you. Lots of love and gratitude. Thank you so much, our friend. Nidhi says, excellent session. Thank you so much. Meena says, very interesting, informative, and helpful for future use in personal and professional development. And I think Arush says, informative. Thanks for the wonderful session. So, yeah, guys, I also want to thank all of you. And I also want to inform that, of course, the assignment will be sent to you in via mail. So, that will be done from our end. And also, thank you so much for joining this 3 days intense workshop. Thank you for coming up and committing to all of us. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I'll be here for another 5 minutes. If you want to ask me something, you can go ahead, or you can of course leave the meeting. Thank you so much.